Stop scrolling. This is not another audiobook you listen to and forget. This is a 12-month execution order, 1 month at a time, one identity shift at a time. Most people don't fail because they lack knowledge. They fail because they attack the year randomly. No structure, no sequence, no standard. This audiobook fixes that. January will force you to decide once. February will remove your dependency on motivation. March will take control of your time. April will lock you into 90-day execution cycles. And by the time most people start slowing down, you'll be building consistency, identity, focus, and proof. This is not inspiration. This is a 365-day system designed to make sure that when the year ends, you are not explaining what you plan to do. You are standing on what you actually built. If you are ready to stop drifting and start commanding your life, stay with me. Chapter 1, January. Decide once or stay stuck forever. This month is not about feeling ready. It is about drawing a line. You are standing at the edge of another year. You know how this usually goes. You start strong, you fade. You explain, you promise that next year will be different. That pattern ends here. Indecision has been running your life. You call it overthinking. You call it planning. You call it waiting for the right moment. Name it correctly. It is delay. It is avoidance. It is fear with better branding. January has one mission: end indecision permanently. Lock in how you live, not how you feel, not what you hope, how you live. Here is the rule of this month. Decide once, execute daily. Say it in your mind right now. Decide once, execute daily. Your life will change through non-negotiables, not through moods, not through motivation spikes, through standards that do not move. Start with sleep. You are not serious about your future if you treat sleep as optional. Choose a bedtime. Choose a wake time. Same window, every day. Write it down. No screen in bed, phone out of the room. You do not wait until night to decide when you will go to sleep. You decide once, execute daily. Next, work. You need sacred hours. Choose a block each day for your highest value work. 90 minutes, 2 hours, 3 hours. No calls, no social media, no busy work. You protect this block like your future depends on it, because it does. You do not ask yourself each morning if you feel focused. Decide once, execute daily. Now, training. Your body is not a side project. Choose the minimum standard you will uphold all year. For example, 45 minutes of movement 5 days per week, or 10,000 steps every day, or strength training 3 times per week. Put it in your calendar. Same days, same general time. Non-negotiable. You do not debate with yourself at 5 p.m. You already decided. Decide once, execute daily. Finally, focus rules. Decide when you will allow distraction. Decide when you will not. Maybe social media only from 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. Maybe messages checked 3 times per day. Maybe 1 day each week with no optional digital input. You are designing a brain that can concentrate again. You do not rely on willpower in the moment. You build rules in advance. Decide once, execute daily. Here is your January assignment. Step 1. Write your non-negotiables for sleep, work, training, and focus. They must be clear, measurable, binary. Yes or no. Step 2. Adjust your environment so that these are the default. Alarms, calendar blocks, physical cues, accountability. For the next 31 days, feelings lose the vote. You will be tired some days. You will be annoyed some days. You will want to negotiate. You will not. You obey the decision, not the emotion. Understand this truth. Indecision is still a decision. When you avoid choosing, you choose the past by default. You relive last year in a slightly different outfit. January is where you prove that you are done with that. You become the person who decides once and lives it. You become the person whose standards do not shake every time a mood changes.
Decide once, execute daily. Make that the sentence that echoes in your head for the rest of this month. You have just taken back control from your impulses. You have chosen your standards for the year. You have removed the question mark from your days. You built the foundation. Now it's time to remove your next excuse. You decided once, you execute daily. Now remove the version of you that waits for a feeling.
Chapter 2. Eliminate the version of you that needs motivation. February is where you stop worshiping motivation. January gave you non-negotiables: sleep, work, training, focus. Now you will remove the excuse that has destroyed every past promise, the sentence, "I did not feel like it." Here is the uncomfortable truth. You have built a life that moves only when you feel inspired. You wait for energy. You wait for a spark. You wait for the right song, the right podcast, the right mood. You get a rush. You move for a few days. Then it fades. You call yourself inconsistent. You are not inconsistent. You are addicted to feeling good before you act. February destroys that addiction. You must accept this. Motivation is unstable. Mood is unreliable. Emotion is weather. You cannot build a serious life on weather. Here is the new rule for this month. I move whether I feel like it or not. Say it slowly. I move whether I feel like it or not. This is not a slogan. This is your new operating system. From now on, your feelings are data, not directions. You can notice them. You do not obey them. You are tired. You move anyway. You are annoyed. You move anyway. You are bored. You move anyway. I move whether I feel like it or not. Here is how you install this in real life. Step 1. Choose your default start action for each domain. For work, when the work block begins, you open the hard task first. No email, no messages. For training, when your training time hits, you put on your shoes and start the warm-up. No debate. For sleep, when your bedtime alarm rings, screens off, lights down, move to your night routine. The key is simple. You make the first 30 seconds automatic. No thinking, no scrolling, no poll of your emotions. You can use a countdown. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, move. Stand up, open the document, walk out the door, start the set. Your body moves first. Your brain will catch up. Step 2. Use minimums, not 0. On low-energy days, you do a lighter version. 10 minutes of walking instead of a full workout. 30 minutes of deep work instead of 90. A shortened night routine instead of chaos. You are allowed to reduce. You are not allowed to disappear. That is how you build trust with yourself. Not through perfect days, through days where you did something when every part of you wanted nothing. Step 3. Remove the audience. Stop waiting for approval. Stop posting every effort hoping someone will clap for you. Stop needing to be seen in order to be serious. You are not doing this for applause. You are doing this because your future is watching. This is who you are becoming. A person who moves whether feeling is high or low. A person who acts whether motivation is present or absent. A person who keeps promises in private. Repeat it again in your mind. I move whether I feel like it or not. January built your standards. February removes your dependence on motivation. You are no longer driven by hype. You are driven by decision. Now your days need structure that does not care about chance, drama, or chaos. You decided once. You move whether you feel like it or not. Now you will turn your life from vague intention into visible structure.
Chapter 3. Build your life like a schedule, not a wish. March is where your year usually starts to drift. The excitement of January is gone. The surge of February effort starts to fade. Old patterns try to pull you back. This is where most people lose the year. Not because they are weak, because their life is still built on wishes, not structure. Look at your last week honestly. How many important things happened only if there was time? Workouts, deep work, reading, planning. They slid around, they moved, they vanished. Now look at what always happened. Meetings on your calendar, calls that were scheduled, events you committed to with other people. Here's the truth you keep proving with your own behavior. If it is not scheduled, it does not exist. You say health matters, but your calendar shows none of it. You say focus matters, but there is no protected block for it. You say your future matters, but your days are full of other people's priorities. March ends that. This month, your life becomes a schedule, not a wish. You are going to build a structure that carries you when motivation dips and moods swing. Step 1. Build a weekly template. Take a blank week, not a to-do list, a calendar. Place the non-negotiables from January 1st. Sleep window, work blocks, training sessions, focus times with 0 distractions. These are anchors. Everything else must bend around them. You do not wait for a free moment to take care of yourself. You create the moments on purpose. If it is not scheduled, it does not exist. Step 2. Use time blocks, not scattered tasks. Group similar work together. Email and messages in 1 or 2 blocks. Deep work in 1 or 2 larger blocks. Errands in 1 stretch. You reduce switching. You reduce chaos. You make your brain do one thing at a time. During a block, the block is the boss. You committed beforehand. You obey the schedule, not the urge. Step 3. Install 2 daily routines, a morning startup, an evening shutdown. Morning startup might be simple. Wake, water, 5 minutes of planning, then you begin your first scheduled block. Evening shutdown might be review the day, set tomorrow's 3 top targets, prepare anything you need for morning, reduce light, move toward sleep. This is how adults design their days, not by hope, by structure. You may resist this at first. You will say it feels rigid. You will say you like to be flexible. Remember something. Your past flexibility is how entire months vanished without progress. You are not putting yourself in a cage. You are building lanes for your energy. You are telling every hour where to go instead of asking where it went. If it is not scheduled, it does not exist. Make that sentence your filter for March. Ask yourself each night, did my calendar reflect my priorities today, or did it expose my excuses? January gave you decisions. February removed your need for motivation. March gives your life a spine. Now that you have structure, you're ready for a different game. Not a vague year, a focused window with one clear mission. You built your schedule. Next, you compress your effort into a powerful sprint.
Chapter 4. The 90-day execution cycle that changes everything. April is where your year either compounds or dissolves. Up to now, you have done groundwork. You decided your non-negotiables in January. You stopped depending on motivation in February. You built a real schedule in March. Now you must do something with all of that. Not someday, not this year. Now, the problem has never been that you lack goals. You have many, too many. You scatter your focus across 12 months and a dozen ideas, so nothing becomes urgent, nothing becomes real. You look at the whole year and you relax. You tell yourself there is time. You drift. Then December arrives and you start explaining. April ends that fantasy. From this month on, you think in execution windows, not in years. 90-day battles, 12-week sprints, 1 quarter, 1 mission. Say that again in your mind. 1 quarter, 1 mission. Here is the rule. You do not chase 8 major goals in 1 quarter. You choose one primary mission that will move your life forward in a visible way. Ask yourself,
If I only achieved one thing in the next 90 days, what would make the rest of this year undeniably different? That is your mission. Write it clearly. By the end of this quarter, I will have finished the book, launched the product, paid off the debt, dropped the weight, hit the performance target. Make it specific, measurable, concrete. Then break it down. Step 1. Define 3 key outcomes that prove the mission is complete. For example, if your mission is to get in serious shape, outcome 1, train 4 times per week for 12 weeks. Outcome 2, follow a specific nutrition plan with planned meals. Outcome 3, reach a target body composition or performance metric. Step 2, turn outcomes into weekly targets. Every Sunday, you decide what must be finished by Friday to stay on track. Not what would be nice, what is required. Step 3, turn weekly targets into daily actions. You already have your schedule for March. Now you load it with actions that serve this one mission. Deep work blocks tied to the project. Training blocks tied to the body you were building. Learning blocks tied to the skill you must master. During this quarter, everything else is secondary. You can still live your life. You still handle responsibilities, but this mission owns your discretionary effort. Install a scoreboard. Simple is best. A notebook, a spreadsheet, a wall calendar. List your daily non-negotiable actions for the mission. Each day you either hit them or you do not. Yes or no. No stories, no drama. At the end of each week, calculate your execution rate. 7 days. How many days did you fully execute? You are not chasing perfection. You are chasing a high percentage of follow-through. When you feel the urge to delay and say, there is still time this year, you correct yourself. 1 quarter, 1 mission. You can have a bad day. You can have a rough week. You cannot have a bad quarter. This is how professionals think. They do not float through 12 months. They attack in focused windows. April is your first real sprint. 90 days of proof, not potential. 90 days where your actions finally match your words. You have set standards. You have removed the need for motivation. You have built structure. Now you compress your force into a single, undeniable push. 1 quarter, 1 mission. You are about to discover who you are when you truly commit. But there is one enemy that will appear the moment things get difficult. The version of you that negotiates. The version that looks for exits. You chose 1 quarter and 1 mission. Now you must silence the voice that will try to quit halfway.
Chapter 5. Stop negotiating with the version of you that quits. May is where the real fight starts. You have a mission for this quarter. You have structure. You have standards. On paper, everything is clear. Then the moment of execution comes. The alarm rings, the calendar block appears, the workout time hits, and a voice in your head starts talking. I am tired. I had a long day. I will double up tomorrow. Just this once. That voice has ruined more of your life than any outside event. You think you have a discipline problem. You have a negotiation problem. You keep sitting down at the table with the version of you that always quits. May ends that. From this month forward, you live by one command. Do it anyway. Tired? Do it anyway. Annoyed? Do it anyway. Not in the mood? Do it anyway. Say it in your mind right now. Do it anyway. You are not being harsh with yourself. You are being honest about what it requires to change. No more internal debate, only commands. Here is how you install this. Step 1. Catch the negotiation early. Notice the phrases that always appear before you break a promise to yourself. I'll start after I check. I deserve a break once this stress passes. The moment you hear that, you do not argue. You act. Stand up. Move your body. Walk to the place where the work happens. Open the document. Put on your shoes. Begin. Action cuts negotiation. Thinking feeds it. Step 2. Use the minimum but never zero rule. There will be days when your energy is low. Fine. You can reduce the intensity.
You cannot cancel the action. No full workout today? Then 10 minutes of movement. No 90 minutes of deep work? Then 20 focused minutes. The standard is simple. You always do something. You never do nothing. That's what do it anyway really means. Not perfection, presence. Step 3. Change your language. Stop saying, I will try to work out. Say, I train today. Stop saying, I should work on my project. Say, I sit down and work on it at 7 p.m. Commands, not wishes. Your brain listens to the way you speak. Vague language creates vague effort. Clear commands create clear action. Step 4. Create no discussion zones. For your key blocks each day, there is no mental vote. Morning deep work, training time, sleep start time. During those windows, the rule is absolute. The schedule says it, you do it. Feelings are irrelevant. Every time you enforce this, something powerful happens. You prove to yourself that your weaker voice does not run your life. You build self-respect. You become someone whose word means something. Every time you negotiate and skip, you teach your brain that your word is cheap. Every time you feel resistance and do it anyway, you teach your brain that your word is law. This is the month you stop living at the mercy of your moods. This is the month you stop treating comfort like a right. This is the month you become the type of person who executes regardless. Do it anyway. You have the mission, you have the schedule, now you have the mindset that refuses to quit. But there is one more piece. If you push without managing your energy, you'll burn out and collapse back into old habits. You have silenced the quitter. Now you must fuel the performer.
Chapter 6. Energy is the real currency of 2026. June is where people sprint straight into burnout. Summer plans, social events, late nights, extra noise. You think energy will appear just because the weather is better. Then you crash. Your sleep falls apart. Your focus dies. Your progress stalls. You say you lack time. You do not. You lack energy that you can control. Energy is the real currency of 2026. Not followers, not likes, not talk. Energy. Write this in your mind and do not forget it. Protect your energy or lose your future. Everything you want requires one thing first, a body and mind that can actually show up every single day, not occasionally, consistently. This month is not about extreme hacks. It is about stabilizing 4 pillars: sleep, nutrition, movement, recovery. Start with sleep. If your sleep is chaos, your life is chaos. Set a real window. For example, 10:30 p.m. to 6:30 a.m. Same range, every day, even weekends. Phone out of the bedroom. Screens off at least 30 minutes before bed. Dim the lights. Give your brain a pattern so it knows when to shut down. You do not wait to feel tired. You go to bed because the clock says it is time. You wake up because the clock says it is time. Protect your energy or lose your future. Next, nutrition. Food is not entertainment. Food is fuel. Pick a simple structure you can repeat. 3 main meals, 1 planned snack. Protein at every meal. Water with every meal. Ultra-processed trash as a deliberate exception, not a daily default. Decide in advance what you will eat during your workdays. Pack it, plan it. Remove the midday decision chaos that leads to junk. Then, movement. Your body is your productivity machine. A stiff, inflamed, weak body will silence your ambition. Minimum standard, move your body every day. Walk at least 30 minutes. Strength train 2 to 4 times per week. Stretch or mobilize tight areas after work. You are not training for a photo. You are training for a life. Finally, recovery. Intense effort with zero recovery is self-sabotage. Set a caffeine cutoff. For example, no caffeine after 2 p.m. Schedule 1 block each day where you step away from screens, 10 to 15 minutes. Walk. Breathe. Be unavailable. Once per week, have a deeper reset.
longer walk, time in nature, no input for an hour. Let your nervous system come down. You're building an engine, not a moment. Ask yourself each night in June, did I protect my energy today, or did I spend it recklessly? Because the rule is simple. Protect your energy or lose your future. You decided once in January. You stopped needing motivation in February. You built structure in March. You executed a mission in April. You silenced the quitter in May. Now you have stabilized the power source that makes all of it sustainable. You protected your energy. Now you must protect what controls that energy next, your attention. Energy without focus is wasted. June built the battery. July will control the signal. Protect your energy or lose your future.
Chapter 7. Cut the noise or be controlled by it. July is when distraction hits its peak. Long days, trips, parties, endless group chats. You tell yourself you are relaxing, but your mind is getting shredded. You feel scattered. You blame stress. You blame work. Look closer. You are not just busy, you are saturated. Every scroll, every clip, every outrage headline, every pointless argument, all of it is training your brain. Here is the law for this month. What you consume, you become. Say it slowly. What you consume, you become. You consume anger all day, you become reactive. You consume gossip, you become small. You consume cheap entertainment, you become dull and easily controlled. Attention is not free, you pay with your future. This month, you take back control. Step 1. Audit your inputs. For 3 days, write down every source that touches your mind. Apps, shows, channels, podcasts, news, people. No judgment, just truth. At the end of day 3, mark each input with one of 2 labels, fuel or noise. Fuel moves you toward your mission. Noise drags you away or leaves you numb. Look at the ratio. If most of your day is noise, your results will be noise. Remember, what you consume, you become. Step 2. Cut the digital noise. Turn off every notification that is not essential for real work or real family. Badges, banners, pop-ups, all of it. Remove social apps from your home screen. If you can handle it, remove them from your phone during the week entirely. Unfollow or mute any account that constantly triggers envy, outrage, or emptiness. You are not being rude, you are protecting your mind. Limit news to a strict window. 10 to 15 minutes, 1 or 2 sources, not an all-day drip of anxiety. Step 3. Create hard attention rules. First hour after waking, no scrolling. Last hour before sleep, no scrolling. During deep work blocks, phone in another room. During meals, phone away from the table. During conversations, screen down, face up. You are telling your brain, this moment matters. Install one more rule, no input before output. You do not consume content in the morning until you have done at least one meaningful action for your mission. Write, train, plan, build. Then, if you choose, you can consume, not the other way around. Step 4. Replace the noise. You cannot just remove, you must replace. Create a default list of better options. Read 10 pages, take a short walk, stretch, journal for 5 minutes, call someone who actually matters. When the urge to scroll hits, pick from the list. At first, it will feel awkward, then it will feel normal, then it will feel powerful. Also, look at your social environment. Constant complainers, drama addicts, gossip circles. That is mental junk food. Reduce your exposure. Increase time with builders, not victims. The same rule applies. What you consume, you become. This is not about being perfect. It is about being deliberate.
July is where you choose who gets to program your mind, random algorithms or your future self. You decided once. You learned to move without motivation. You built structure. You committed to a mission. You protected your energy. Now you have begun to protect your attention. You just cleared space in your mind. Now something much deeper will fill it. Not noise, identity. You will no longer act like the old version of you out of habit. You will act like the person you claim you are becoming. Act like it, every day.
Chapter 8. Identity is the final lever. You are in August. This is where most people start letting go. Trips, heat, excuses. They say, I will lock back in when September comes. That is their identity speaking, not their schedule, not their circumstances, who they believe they are. You have tactics now, non-negotiables, schedules, blocks, rules. Those matter, but they are not enough. If deep down you still believe, I am inconsistent, you will prove yourself right. If you believe, I always fall off, you will repeat that story. Identity wins every time. August is where you change that. This month is about who you are, not just what you do. Here is the command for August. Act like it, every day. You say you are serious about your health? Act like it, every day. You say you are a focused builder, not a distracted consumer? Act like it, every day. You say you are done being the weak version of yourself. Act like it, every day. Identity is not affirmation in a mirror. Identity is evidence in motion. You behave like the person you claim to be, especially when it's inconvenient. Step 1. Write your new identity statements. For each core area, finish this sentence. I am the type of person who... Health. I am the type of person who trains on schedule and eats like an athlete in season. Work. I am the type of person who does deep work daily and finishes what I start. Attention. I am the type of person who protects focus and ignores noise. 3 to 5 clear identity lines. Short, direct, real. Step 2. Attach each identity to a daily behavior. Health identity ties to showing up for your training block no matter what. Work identity ties to completing your main deep work block before you open distractions. Attention identity ties to your no scrolling morning and evening rule. When the time hits, you will not ask, do I feel like it? You will ask, what does someone like me do right now? Then you do that. Act like it, every day. Step 3. Police your language. Every time you hear yourself say, I am lazy, I am a procrastinator, I am bad with money, you stop. You correct it in real time. Say instead, I used to act like that, but now I am the type of person who... and repeat your new line. Then back it up with one action in that moment. Send the email, open the document, log the expense, start the set. Identity without action is fantasy. Action without identity feels like a fight. Identity plus action becomes normal. Understand this. Every small choice is a vote. You are voting for the old self or the new one. You do not need one massive, dramatic act. You need thousands of small votes for who you are becoming. Other people will drift through August. You will harden. They will look for a fresh start in January. You will walk into January already built. This entire year has been about transformation, decisions, discipline, energy, focus. Now, identity locks it in. You are no longer someone who tries. You are someone who lives by a standard. Act like it, every day. Now that you know who you are, there is one more piece. You must live that identity in the most unglamorous way possible, through repetition that is so steady it almost feels boring. Identity sets the direction. Consistency
makes it real. Boring wins.
Chapter 9. September. Relentless consistency beats rare intensity. September exposes your pattern. You go hard, then you disappear. You get excited, then you burn out. You declare, "This time is different," then you repeat the same cycle. You think your problem is effort. It is not. You have proved you can push hard for a few days. Your real problem is this: you still worship intensity. You still ignore consistency. The year is decided here, in the quiet stretch after summer hype. No one is cheering, no one is watching. This is where real lives are built. Understand this clearly. Relentless consistency beats rare intensity. Every time, in every field, over every timeline. Say this to yourself: boring wins. Not sometimes, every time. Boring wins. The dramatic detox will not save you. The brutal challenge will not save you. The perfect week will not save you. Daily reps will. September destroys your all-or-nothing mindset. Step 1. Redefine what a good day means. A good day is not perfect food, perfect work, perfect training, perfect mood. A good day is simple. You hit your minimum standards in the key areas. Sleep window respected, training done even if shorter, deep work block honored, noise rules followed. Messy is allowed, incomplete is allowed, zero is not. Boring wins. Step 2. Choose your daily non-negotiable reps. Pick 3 to 5 actions that happen every regular day, no debate. For example, 1 training session or walk, 1 deep work block, 1 act that moves your 90-day mission forward, 1 behavior that protects your energy or attention. Write them down. Post them where you see them. Each day is now pass or fail based on these reps. Everything else is bonus. Step 3. Kill the start over Monday lie. You miss a day, you break your plan. Your old pattern says, "I ruined it, I will restart next week." That is all or nothing thinking. That mindset has robbed you for years. Replace it with a new rule. Never miss twice. You can miss 1 workout, you do not miss 2 in a row. You can have 1 chaotic day of food, you do not stack another on top. You can have 1 off day of focus, you correct the next one. 1 miss is human, 2 in a row is a decision. Boring wins. Step 4. Track consistency like a professional. Stop guessing. Use a simple calendar or notebook. Every day, mark whether you hit your non-negotiable reps, yes or no. At the end of the week, calculate your execution rate. You're aiming for high consistency, not perfection. 70 to 90% adherence across weeks will beat your old pattern of 1 extreme week followed by 3 weeks of chaos. This is where your new identity becomes real. Not in a single epic push, in hundreds of quiet, almost unimpressive days where you showed up anyway. You decided once. You stopped needing motivation. You built structure. You executed a 90-day mission. You silenced the quitter. You protected your energy. You cut the noise. You began to live your new identity. Now September glues it together through relentless consistency. Boring wins. That is how you become unrecognizable by the time this year ends. But there is one more force shaping your behavior every second. Stronger than motivation, stronger than willpower, stronger than intention. Your environment. It is already training you or weakening you. Chapter 10. October. Your environment is either training you or weakening you. Look around the room you are in right now. Every object, every sound, every screen is either making your standards easier or making them almost impossible. You think you have a discipline problem. Most of the time, you have a design problem. Here is the rule for October. Design beats willpower. Say it clearly in your mind. Design beats willpower. You already know this is true. If junk food is in the house, you eventually eat it. If your phone is on your desk, you eventually touch it. If your bed is 6 steps from your work, you eventually lie down.
You call it lack of self-control. It is simply a rigged environment. This month, you will rig it in your favor. Step 1. Attack your physical space. Start with the places where you spend the most time: bedroom, kitchen, desk, living area. Ask a brutal question of each space. Is this training the future version of me or the past one? Bedroom, remove screens. No television, no glowing phone beside your head. Make the room dark, cool, and boring. A room for sleep, not for endless scrolling. Kitchen, clear the counter. Visible food becomes eaten food. Keep water where you see it. Keep higher quality options easy to reach. Remove daily access to the trash you claim you want to avoid. Desk, one surface, one purpose. If this is a work desk, clear the clutter. No piles of random items, no open tabs for distraction. You sit down here, your brain knows we work here. You are not chasing aesthetic perfection, you are chasing functional design, because design beats willpower. Step 2. Redesign your digital environment. Your phone is not neutral. Your laptop is not neutral. They are loaded with hooks that pull you off your mission. Move social media off your home screen. Log out after each use. Turn off all non-essential notifications. Silence group chats that add noise but no value. Create a separate account, profile, or browser for deep work. Few bookmarks, few apps, no entertainment. When you open that space, your brain receives one message only: we build here. Design beats willpower. Step 3. Audit your people environment. Some people in your life are weights, some are wind. You know the difference. You feel it every time you leave a conversation. There are friends who normalize excuses. They encourage the extra drink, the late night, the skipped workout. They mean well, they weaken you. There are others who normalize discipline. They send you their training log. They talk about ideas, not gossip. They respect your boundaries. You are not required to cut everyone off. You are required to choose proximity on purpose. More time with builders, less time with anchors. Your identity is contagious, so is theirs. Step 4. Install cues and friction. Make the right action the easy action. Lay out your training clothes the night before. Place your book on your pillow so you see it before sleep. Keep your notebook open on your desk, ready for planning. Add friction to the behaviors that drag you down. Delete streaming apps from your phone. Unplug the console during workdays. Store junk food in a place that requires real effort to access, or remove it entirely. You are not trying to be superhuman. You are trying to be someone who rarely needs to be, because design beats willpower. Ask yourself every morning in October, is my environment training me to win today or inviting me to fail? Then change one thing, daily. Move one object, adjust one setting, have one conversation. You have built identity and consistency. Now your surroundings must match who you say you are. You no longer live in a space that belongs to the old version of you. You live in a space that makes discipline automatic. Design beats willpower. And once your environment is aligned, there is one more thing to build. Not confidence, evidence. Your surroundings now support you. Next, you collect proof that you are exactly who you claim to be.
Chapter 11. November. You do not need confidence. You need evidence. You are in November. This is where most people start planning next year with the same empty language. Next year will be my year. I will be more focused. I will take myself seriously. They say these sentences with shaky voices. Inside, they remember every promise they broke. You call it low confidence. Call it what it really is, a lack of evidence. Your mind is not your enemy. It is a record keeper. It remembers the times you said you would and you did not, the times you started and then vanished, the times you talked big and acted small. Of course you doubt yourself. You have given yourself reasons to. November fixes that. Here is the law for this month. Evidence silences doubt. Say it in your mind slowly. Evidence silences doubt. You do not need more hype. You do not need louder affirmations. You need receipts. Step 1. Define your evidence. Evidence is not intention. It is not, "I really meant it this time." Evidence is concrete. Work finished. Reps completed. Days logged. Habits tracked. Projects shipped. Numbers improved. Look at the main areas of your life: health, work, focus, money. For each, decide what evidence would prove progress. Examples: number of workouts completed this month, number of deep work hours in November, amount of debt paid or money saved, number of distraction-free days. You cannot argue with a number. You either did it or you did not. Evidence silences doubt. Step 2. Build your receipt system. Take a notebook, a wall calendar, or a simple spreadsheet. Create a space for daily boxes. Across the top, dates for the month. Down the side, your key evidence metrics: work hours, training, sleep window, spending, whatever truly matters. Each day you mark what you actually did, not what you wished you did, not what you planned to do, what occurred. At the end of each week, you can see your real life on paper. That's your scoreboard. Step 3. Chase completions, not chaos. Half-finished things drain your confidence. Open loops shout at your mind all day. In November, you become a finisher. You pick one task, one block, one project at a time. You start it, you complete it, then you move on. A finished small task builds more confidence than a giant plan that never leaves your head. Step 4. Talk to your doubt with data. When your mind says you always fall off, you answer with your evidence log. You point to 20 days of training. You point to 40 hours of deep work. You point to money moved, projects shipped, distractions reduced. You do not argue emotionally. You respond mathematically. Evidence silences doubt. This is your November assignment. Choose 3 to 5 metrics that matter most. Track them every single day. No gaps, no pretending. Then, at the end of the month, sit with the numbers. If they are weak, you have honest feedback and a clear target. If they are strong, you have every right to trust yourself. Either way, you win, because you are no longer guessing who you are. You are looking at proof. You have spent this year building decisions, discipline, identity, and environment. November is where you collect the receipts. You no longer beg for confidence. You earn it. Evidence silences doubt. Now 1 month remains. The old you would spend December making fresh promises. The new you will walk into 2026 with something stronger. No more predictions, no more speeches, only proof.
Chapter 12, December. Walk into 2026 with proof, not promises. December is Judgment Month. No more potential, no more "this year was complicated," no more emotional storytelling. This is the month you face your year with clear eyes, not to beat yourself up, to own it, to learn from it, to lock in what you built. You have said next year will be different so many times that the words no longer mean anything. Your mind hears them and shrugs. So this is the rule for December. No promises, only proof. Say it in your mind right now. No promises, only proof. December has 3 missions: review, ownership, permanence. Start with review. Take 1 quiet block. No noise, no phone, just a notebook and the truth. Divide the page into 12 sections, January through December. For each month, write 3 lines. 1. What I said I would do. 2. What I actually did. 3. What I learned. Do not dramatize. Do not soften. Write what happened. You will see patterns, where you execute, where you vanish, where you lie to yourself. Awareness is not weakness. Awareness is power. Next, ownership. For each area of your life, ask, where did I choose comfort over commitment? Where did I blame circumstances instead of adjusting my behavior? Where did I hide behind, I did my best, when I know I did not? Write the answers.
Own them fully. No excuses, no self-pity. Then ask a stronger question. What did I do this year that I'm genuinely proud of? Where did I hold the line? Where did I shock myself? Write those too. You are not only your failures, you are also your proof, because that is what matters now. No promises, only proof. Now, permanence. Look at everything that actually worked this year. The wake time that stabilized you, the deep work block that produced results, the training schedule that felt sustainable, the energy and focus rules that protected your brain. These are not phase tricks. These are permanent operating procedures. Turn them into written standards. I go to bed between these times. I work deeply during these hours. I train on these days. I use my phone in these windows. Not when you feel like it, by default. You are writing the user manual for your life. Next, kill the dead weight. Open loops, half projects, goals you keep dragging from year to year. Decide clearly for each one. Finish it by a specific date or end it and stop pretending. Closure is a form of discipline. Finally, design the first 30 days of 2026, not with fantasy goals, with systems and proof. What will you track? What daily reps will you protect? What evidence will you collect by January 31st? Write it, schedule it, prepare your environment now before the year turns. You are sending a message to your future self. The work has already begun. You do not need a new year, new me. You are the same person, but now you operate by different laws. Decide once, execute daily. Move whether you feel like it or not. If it is not scheduled, it does not exist. One quarter, one mission. Do it anyway. Protect your energy or lose your future. What you consume, you become. Act like it every day. Boring wins. Design beats willpower. Evidence silences doubt. All of that leads here. No promises, only proof. Walk into 2026 as someone who trusts their own word, not because of hope, because of history. Your proof is your new personality. Your proof is your new confidence. Your proof is your answer to anyone who doubts you, including yourself. The year is not ending. A weaker version of you is. No promises, only proof. Carry that into every day that comes next. You've just been given a year most people never complete, not because it's complicated, but because it demands consistency instead of excitement. You now understand the sequence. Decide your standards, remove emotional dependence, control your time, execute in cycles, protect your energy, cut distractions, build identity, stay consistent, design your environment, collect evidence, and walk forward with proof. This is how average years disappear. This is how strong years are built. Your challenge is simple, but not easy. Live each month as instructed. Don't skip ahead. Don't negotiate. Don't reset when it gets boring. One disciplined month changes your trajectory. 12 disciplined months change your identity. When the next year arrives, don't hope it's different. Make sure it has no choice.